thing, she just jumped inside, stuck it to my chest and told me to drive. I was scared, but she was beautiful. She kept looking back like something was coming. Said we ain't slowing down, ain't stopping for nothing. My truck was shaking, my blood was pumping, but she was laughing. I about hit the brakes when we came around the corner. A mile of blue lights aimed and pointed. Whatever she had is what they wanted. And it's all a little fuzzy after that. All I remember is sirens, blue lights flashing and driving, dirt lane passing and flying, tearing through the red lights, blowing through the stop signs. All I remember is sirens, ringing from the firing, one curve away from dying. Yeah, all I remember is sirens. The man on the radio reported the chase and all about the beauty, how she cleaned up the bank, how she was dangerous and almost got away, but they found her. She was in the choppers, they were swirling around. For every couple of rounds, off a couple, but they wouldn't back down. All I remember is sirens, blue lights flashing and driving, dirt lane passing and flying, tearing through the red lights, blowing through the stop signs. All I remember is sirens, ringing from the firing, one curve away from dying. Really all I remember is sirens. We were all out of road and I knew she could tell, cause she leaned across my lap and buckled my belt and kissed me on the cheek, said thanks for the help and hold on boy. Well, she yanked the wheel and I held my breath. We flipped so many times. Dead, and that's all I got. And I just woke up here and that's it. All I remember is sirens, blue lights flashing and driving, dirt lane passing and flying, tearing through the red lights, blowing through the stop signs. All I remember is sirens, blue lights flashing and smiling, one curve away from dying. All I remember is sirens. And her blue eyes flash, and those long legs standing on the side of the road. Honda with the hood up, covered in smoke, her thumb in the air, and somewhere to go in a hurry.
I got that. Be more in me, yeah, that's my problem. I rep my city, yeah, I got 'em. What you heard? Be wildin'. You got me, I'm from the bottom. Oh yes, Lord, walk like I'm, talk like I'm Mackin'. The projects love me, your boy was happening. I'm finna kill 'em, I'm finna kill 'em. I'm on 100, I done hit the ceiling. I'm thinking, we go for dollars, and my brothers keep a.
Cardinals, Texans, coming up on EA Sports, Houston, Texas, the site for today's game.
We got a crossover conference game about to kick off here. Any thoughts before kickoff, Phil?
Well, these two teams don't know each other very well. So when you don't know the other team real well, you know what happens? You get surprised. A lot of big plays. This will be fun to watch.
He had nowhere to go, and they deck him at the 16-yard line.
Jim, look at that. The defensive line all shifting down inside. They're expecting a run right up the middle.
Taking a look at this offense, he doesn't always get all the acclaim, but 6'3" out of Notre Dame wide receiver Michael Floyd.
He's just a solid NFL receiver when you talk about Michael Floyd, and here's what's going to happen. He's going to get better every single year, so look out for Michael Floyd.
At the 34, 66 yards from pay dirt.
First down here after the completion.
Now he's going to change the play. And look out. I think he's going to go down the field with the football.
Oh, and almost picked off that time. Let's set the lineup for the defense. The former defensive MVP of the league. One of the true game changers on defense is J.J. Watt.
I would hate to be an offensive lineman and think I had to block J.J. Watt for a whole football game, because you know what? He never slows down. It's always 100%. That's why he's one of the best.
At the 34, 66 yards from pay dirt.
The Texans lined up in the nickel. Third down and 10. The Cardinals get a first down. Playing press coverage to the outside. Ellington's got the toss, secures the football.
And that's the type of run I think this offense would take all game long, Phil.
Oh, would they ever? They would love this. This is showing your dominance here. The offensive line doing a good job, but also a solid job by the running back picking up some good yards.
Second down and 5. And now here's Ellington on the toss. Gonna take it home for the touchdown.
Anytime you see a long run for a touchdown, what you got to look for is blocking downfield. Nice job by the wide receivers and everybody hustling, making a block, and a long touchdown run.
They'll take it at the 20.
Brian Hoyer takes it from the center. First down at the 20. Foster. Tackled down at the 22. Talking about the offense now. A reliable presence at wide receiver, the sure-handed Nate Washington.
Yeah, what a career he has had. Came out of nowhere, out of Tiffin, like you said, and he's just been a solid receiver. No matter what position you put him in, he can just get it done. It's always a chess match early in the game to see what your opponent is going to do. Good run that time by the offense. They pick up good yards. Maybe the defense will have to start crowding the line of scrimmage more. The quarterback, he's changing the play with the wide receiver with those hand signals.
Should have had it, but the hit knocked it out. Now that's a way for the defense to make an early statement.
Yeah, I like what they're doing on the defensive side. They're moving around. They're taking some chances. They made it difficult on the offense, and it got them off the field.
The Texans will go for it here on fourth down and a short yardage situation. The Texans take it from the 28.
The Texans decided to go for it on fourth down that time, and hey, it didn't pay off. And of course, the coach, look at him now. He is second-guessing his decision.
The Cardinals offense taking the field again. They got everything they could out of that last possession, Phil. That was a solid touchdown drive.
Yeah, just look at them, Jim. The way they run onto the field, you can see they're exuding confidence. And when you got a confident football team, man, let them go and let them play and see if they can make it happen again.
Gains 17.
When you see the defensive back on the inside of a wide receiver, you have a corner route on, make sure you throw it towards the sideline, let the wide receiver outrun the defensive back, and he makes a nice catch there.
First and 10. Ellington is tackled down. This will be second down.
The Cardinals offensive coordinator, he has to be frustrated by that play. I think he calls the right play, but what happens to run, loses yards, that's just a bad job by the offensive line.
Ellington's going to take the handoff now.
The Cardinals know once they get inside the 20-yard line, you have to be able to run the football also. It can't be pass, pass, pass all the time. The offensive line comes through, good solid run that time.
Breaking huddle at the 6.
This has got to be a blitz. Look how everybody's crowding the line of scrimmage.
Gains 5.
Good job by the defense that time, stopping them inches short of the goal line. Big play.
First down here. Ball's there to make the tackle.
Look what the defensive line is doing. They're all pinching down inside. They're expecting a run.
Halfway through this one, and he's across for the touchdown. That touchdown provides them with a solid advantage midway through the first.
Yeah, you know, I got news for the defense. They are allowed to try to stop the opponent's offense. So far, they have put up no resistance. They are getting pushed around all over the field.
That'll be a touchback, and the ball will be placed at the... The Texans have to still be thinking about what happened on their last possession as they get ready to start this next one.
Well, how can the offensive players have confidence? They're thinking, man, well, how's this game going to be managed? We can be in any situation, and we're going to go for it. It's just crazy. It's bad. It's not smart, and you just got to play better.
You wonder where the threshold point is from your own side of the 50. 4th and 30, is it? 4th and 35. At what point do you decide to go punt the football?
I think it's quite evident there's no threshold. They're going to go for it no matter what.
Johnson's there to make the stop.
Oh, look at that. Linebackers moving around.
Looking to go deep. Intercepted. In stride, and he's home for the touchdown.
You got to love that from your defense. They take a chance. They get the interception. Not only do they do that, they return it a long way for the touchdown.
The Texans ready to take that football down the field. The 18-yard line. The Texans offense back on the field trying to make up for that costly mistake the last time they had the ball. The turnover they committed immediately turned into points against them.
Yeah, it did, Jim, but you know what? It's not a perfect game. You got to deal with adversity when you're talking about football. So you made that mistake, let it go, and go out there, be aggressive, and see if you can score some points.
And games maybe 4. That little throw was good for only 3, so it's now 2nd down and 7.
Look out, they're changing the play to take advantage of something they see on the defensive side.
Makes the catch in open space. That's reception number 2 for him.
Nice catch that time by the receiver on the slant route. Quarterback puts it right on target.
Let's see what they do on first down following that huge play. The catch by Hopkins. All the way home and all alone. Touchdown.
I give all the credit to the wide receiver here. What a route. Fooled the defender. He is wide open. Nice throw by the quarterback for the touchdown.
The penalty is declined. That last play will hold up. Peterson's got a chance to return this one. The ball is fumbled. And he's brought to the ground.
One of the reasons why you put all those fast guys on your kicking team, so when that football comes loose like it did then, your guys can react and recover the fumble.
We watched them in practice this week, Phil, practicing plays inside the 20. Let's see what they come out with their first opportunity today inside the red zone. Touchdown. That'll close the gap. I know it's just the first quarter, Phil, but they needed that touchdown. This team was in danger of possibly being embarrassed today.
The way they were playing, they were getting dominated on offense and defense, and all of a sudden, you look up and boom, a quick score by them, and they're right back in it.
Johnson's got it. And he's tackled right at about the 28-yard line. The Cardinals ready to go on the march again, and that's exactly what they've been doing here lately. They've taken it all the way down the field on the last two possessions for touchdowns. Phil, can they make it 3 straight?
Let me say this to you, Jim. It's just not that easy. And how they're playing on the offensive side, they make it look easy, but trust me, I was down there one time. It's a hard job.
The Texans with a nickel look here on defense. Ellington's got it on the handoff. Picks up 8 here.
Nice run that time. When you run the football like this, over a period of time, it's going to wear that defense out. There's no doubt about it. Nice job by the offensive line.
Second down and 2 to go after the running play.
Quarterback likes what he sees out there outside. He's changing the play with the wide receiver.
They're going to get him here for a sack.
You know you got a good defense when you can hit the quarterback and sack him when you're only sending your defensive front and no blitzers.
The Cardinals snap it at the 31. Scans the field. And it's incomplete.
Nelson's not able to come up with the catch. And a lot of times when you see a receiver drop a pass, they take their eyes off it. That's one thing. Or they're just trying to get it in their hands too quick. Why? Because they're trying to make some yards after the catch. That was the problem that time.
The offense is going to stay on the field now for this 4th and 7. The Texans with 2 extra defensive backs in the dime. The Cardinals turn the ball over on downs.
Got to give the secondary credit. In this passing league now, it's hard to make plays, but a good play there and another incomplete pass.
The Texans come out for the next possession, having reached the end zone on each of their 2 previous drives.
Yeah, it's been good stuff to watch, no doubt. You know, the offensive side, the offensive coordinator is right in tune with the quarterback. They're calling exactly the plays that they need to be called because of the situations, and the quarterback has been hot throwing the football.
Second down and 10. Nate Washington on the receiving end. And in for the touchdown. They've tied the game as this first quarter is winding down. I'm sure they're thrilled not to have to start the second quarter facing a stiff uphill climb.
Oh, absolutely. You got to be thrilled to be tied at this spot right now. The defense has been a little shaky here early in this football game, but the offense, great job of bouncing back to get in TD.
tackle's made. A huge turn of events. The ball's going back the other way.
This game is still about hitting. When you hit the other team hard enough, that football comes.
Before there's another snap, the officials want to go back and take a look at that last one. Was the knee down, Phil, or was it a fumble first?
I think what we need to do here, let's stop it when the knee hits the ground. And once we stop it, let's look at the football. Does he have possession of it completely at that time? If he does, then it's going to be down. The runner will be down before the fumble occurs.
First down at the 21. The reception by John Brown. After the catch, it's now second down and 1. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. The corners are going to meet the receivers right on the line of scrimmage. Gresham's got it on a pass that had some heat. The second quarter about to get underway, and it looks like this game is well on its way to being a shootout, partner.
Yeah, hey, how about that? I mean, the offenses, they love what's going on. The defenses, they are struggling, trying to figure out what to do. And when you're struggling on the defensive side, you don't know what to do. I always know the answer, blitz. Doesn't like what he sees on the defensive side, so he is changing the play to the receivers by giving him hand signals.
Here comes the wide receiver in motion. And the second quarter is underway with this snap. And he's forced to the ground.
Oh, there's nothing worse as a quarterback to have pressure up the middle from an interior defensive tackle. Hard to see down the field, can't make a decision, and that time it leads to a sack.
Takes the hit, throws. Inside the 50. The quarterback motions the wide receiver. That's a ball that should have been caught.
Good job that time by the secondary. They're in good position. They make the play, and it's an incomplete pass by the quarterback.
No chance to return this one as that punt is headed to the sidelines. The Texans are going to line up. Close game, second quarter. The scores 21-21. First down at the 18. Rocked for a loss on that tackle. The Texans have stayed in the game, but when they've handed the football off, there's been nothing there. Foster's going to want more touches moving forward, but it's been a struggle at times for him today, Phil.
Oh, struggle, that's an understatement right there. I'll just say this to the offense and the coaches. Be patient with the running game. If you do that, they'll find a way to get it going. When you see linebackers shifting around like this, what they're trying to do, confuse the quarterback.
They bring him down, and the offense fails to pick up a first down on 3 plays.
They're changing things here. The quarterback changing. He's giving the receiver some new instructions.
A foot race to the end zone. The 20, the 10, touchdown. They've got the lead here early in the second quarter. A good development for them in this game.
Yeah, nice. You know, they learned something in that first quarter. They took that knowledge and they put it to good use, and they found a way to get down there and score a touchdown. That was a nice job by the offense.
Browns running this one out. And they're all over him at the 18-yard line. The Cardinals heading back out there on offense, hoping to improve on their last possession, which ended rather quickly with a punt.
Yeah, I think what they got to do, they got to come out and be a little more creative. Get the defense off guard. Make them think over there. That was too generic what they did on the offensive side. If you want to score, show some ingenuity.
First down at the 18. Breaks free. On his way. Now at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he's in for the touchdown. What a play. What a run.
How about the blocking up front? Lets the running back get in the secondary, and he is so quick and elusive. He avoids the tackles and takes it all the way for the touchdown.
And he'll start his return. And the tackle's made right around the 25-yard line. The Texans ready to get this drive started. The last time they had it, Phil, it was a touchdown, and they got all the way to the end zone mainly through the air.
Yeah, they did it through the air. They got good protection. You know, we love what the quarterback is doing, but how about the wide receivers and everybody catching the football, separating from the defender, and they're getting some easy throw and catches out there.
No one's going to get him now. The 20, the 10. Nobody was going to catch him there. Touchdown. And here in quarter number 2, they've taken the lead with that touchdown.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator, boy, he's got to be happy with the play calls and the execution by the players on the offensive side. That was a good, smart drive.
Thompson's there to take him down. That return's good for about 21. The Cardinals take the field again on offense. They'll be looking for a repeat of their last drive. They came away with a touchdown and really had the defense on its heels.
Well, it's going to be hard to repeat what they just did because it looks so easy and it was well done by their offense. And I think when you talk about situations like this, it really comes down to one thing. Can the offensive line continue to dominate? Look at the linebackers moving around. They're trying to confuse the quarterback.
Second down and 4. Andre Ellington with the reception. Jackson's all over that offense and brings it down.
Look at that. The defensive line, now they're all spreading out.
Third down and 7. Palmer's on the move. He's going to be brought down, and that's going to be a 3 and out for this offense.
The quarterback's picked up on something. He's changing the play here.
The Cardinals turn the ball over on downs.
I guess you got a lot of faith in your defense. You go for it on 4th down, backed up in your own territory. Boy, your defense got to bail you out this time.
Really good field position here to start this drive. Hoyer standing back in the shotgun, ready for the snap. Complete to Hopkins. The pass play was good for 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. Shotgun look here for Brian Hoyer. Hoyer's got it in the gun. It's Jalen Strong with the catch. He'll pick up 7 this time.
Nice job that time by the offense getting the first down inside the red zone. And it's a good thing they got a quarterback with a strong arm because you've got to throw into some tight spots in the red zone.
Midway, 2nd quarter. And the quarterback gives it to Arian Foster.
The offense is so close right here. They just need to show a little power and punch this in the end zone and get that touchdown.
2nd and goal from the 3. Houston in the end zone. And a 2nd touchdown on the game.
Tight ends are more valuable when you get close to the goal line because they can use their body and push off and get open that way to score touchdowns. Nice job that time by the tight end.
Foster on the screen. Got the touchdown, got the 2-point conversion. People love to go for 2 in this game, don't they?
Well, they do, and you know what? Now I guess you and I just can't sit here and blast the coach for a bad decision. When you pick up the 2 points, you can't complain about what they're trying to do.
The Cardinals ready to take over again. They rolled the dice on their last possession, Phil, going for it on 4th down in their own territory. And, of course, they failed to convert.
Look, there's nothing like being aggressive. I like being aggressive, too, when I'm the coach of the team. But, listen, that was just uncalled for. When you're in your own territory, be smart, punt the football, and wait for the next opportunity.
We were both shaking our heads. What were they thinking about here?
Yeah, and saying some words that we can't say on the air.
The Cardinals from the 22. Palmer's taking off. The defense gets the sack.
Well, every defense is looking for somebody to sack the quarterback. At that time, the speed of the defensive end gets around the tackle and gets the sack.
Looks like they're in press coverage here. Palmer's back in shotgun formation. Finds Gresham. He's brought down. That's going to bring up 4th down. The Cardinals get set in the line, needing to get to the 30 for a first.
Quarterback sees something in his defense he wants to take advantage of.
The Cardinals snap it up at the 26. The Cardinals turn the ball over on downs.
The Cardinals go for it on 4th down, and they do not get it done. Now it's up to their defense to bail them out.
The Texans offense preparing to get this drive underway. Their last possession ended in a touchdown. Phil, let's see if they can do it again.
Very well done. Loved what I saw out there on the offense the last time. They mixed it up, and they showed a lot of confidence. You can see the speed of the football team and try to duplicate what they just did.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in the first half. At the 31, here we go. Second and long. Foster's out there to receive the screen pass. Credit Darrell Washington with that tackle. The Texans are up right now, and credit goes to the quarterback here, partner. Hoyer's had a very solid opening half.
He sure has, and people are getting open down the field, Jim, and he's right on.
And intercepted. He's at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, taking it all the way home for the touchdown.
What a catch, what an interception, and not only that, take it all the way back for a touchdown. You talk about deflating for an offense. Oh, shoot, that gets close to making them quit.
Buchanan's in on the tackle. That return's good for about 12. The Texans offense now will try to sustain a drive after giving the ball away just a few minutes ago before their defense came up with a play to return the pigskin.
Man, they should thank the defense bailing them out of trouble getting that turnover. And you're right, they're just giving the football away, not being conscious of holding the right way. It's just been sloppy play on the offense.
Hoyer's set. Everybody emptied out for this snap. Going deep. What a catch.
When you can throw the football that high, that accurate, and man, it is beautiful. Right on the target. Nice catch. What a play. Well, even though it's late in the first half, I think this is a good job by the coach. Going to the hurry-up offense. Going to see if they can make a few plays and get down there and get some points.
Marquette down for another reception.
Always love it when all the experts say arm strength is overrated in the NFL. Well, tell me about that after that throw and catch.
Let's see how they back up the big play here. DeAndre Hopkins with the grab. Breaking huddle at the 10. Second and goal from the 10. Makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown. What a fine start to this game. Here we are late in the second quarter. They put up another touchdown, Phil.
Well, they got a nice lead, and they like to take this in at halftime. If you're the coach of the team that's leading at halftime, you know what you tell your players? Hey, guys, good job. Let's keep that going. You pat them on the rear and tell them how good they are because, hey, this has been a clinic so far in the first half.
They bring him to the turf. That return's good for about 21. The Cardinals really let it all hang out the last time they had the ball, Phil. They went for it on a fourth down in their own territory. Let's see if they're a little more conservative with this possession.
Well, you know, it's amazing. I want to say really a good defensive call by the defensive coordinator. But let's be honest, when you're backed up and you go for it on fourth down situation like that, anybody could have made that call. So just a bad decision on the offensive side.
If there was a beat writer covering this coach, what do you think the headline would be tomorrow in his story?
It'd probably be the first time I've ever agreed with the beat writer.
Could have been intercepted.
Just not a good decision by the quarterback. I mean, maybe on the sidelines they keep calling the wrong plays, but he's attacking the strength of this cover 2 defense. Don't do that. Throw where they're not. That's deep down the middle.
2nd and 10. Scanning the field. Ellington's going to pull in the bullet pass. The Cardinals signal for the timeout, and that's the first one they've used. Defense respecting the deep ball, playing way off the receivers. Ready for internet. First down at the 42. Going for the home run. Intercepted. And that's going to do it for the first half. We'll be back to Space City, Houston, Texas, for the start of the second half after the break. Okay, Larry, looking sharp back in that studio. Thank you for that. And now we're ready to get the third quarter underway as these teams take the field. They're setting up the return. And the tackle's made. The offense will start their drive from about the 31. The Texans taking the field on offense, coming up a touchdown on their last drive, Phil.
Yeah, they did it mostly through the air, Jim, and I love the way how they did that. It was aggressive throwing by the quarterback, and my gosh, is he on target today.
Hoyers alone in the backfield. The Texans snap it at the 31. They deck him in the backfield.
Quarterback should have never thrown at that time. Even though he completes the pass, he should have seen the defense was right there. A loss of a couple yards.
The Texans will take the snap from the 25. The catch by Hopkins.
Well, we see it more and more. Football thrown behind the line of scrimmage. They do it that time. Nice catch, but a loss of yards on the play.
On the way, third down. From the shotgun. Makes the catch, but didn't get the feet down. Incomplete.
The Texans really don't have much of a chance of picking up this first down. It's third and long. Of course, the defense is looking for passes down the field. They're all over everything, and the pass goes incomplete.
Going for it on fourth down. Press coverage all the way. Hoyer's got no one behind him. Just a quarterback waiting for the snap. The Texans have it at the 24. Short's got it on a pass. Had some heat on it.
The Texans were absolutely pushing their luck that time, going for it on fourth and short when they had the lead here in the second half. I wondered what they were thinking. Now that defense has to come out there and get it done.
The football sits at the 40. First down at the 40. Launches it down the field. It's intercepted.
That was an awesome job by the defense. They just read the quarterback's eyes. They got in position, and they made the interception.
Loss of 3 on the play. The Texans will try to hold on to the football. This has been one big turnover after another, Phil. Just what the coaches talked about in our meetings with him this week about ball security. It's not happening here.
Well, it tells you the players did not listen to the coaches, that's for sure, because ball security is not what we're seeing out there. I know this. Next week in practice, there's going to be a lot of drills about hanging on to the football.
Here we go now. 39.
Look at those linebackers shifting around, trying to confuse the quarterback.
First and 10. He's wide open for the grab.
I think the coach on the sidelines, he's going to be happy with every first down because he knows that's more time off the clock. When you're up like this, multiple scores in the second half, every first down just puts the odds in your favor of winning this game.
The offense is set at the line for the first down after that completion. Almost intercepted. Second down after the incompletion. Foster trying to plow ahead. And there's only 2 yards to be found right there. They're going to the hurry.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
The Texans from the 27. Frosty Rucker finds the quarterback.
Well, that time the quarterback is sacked on the third down, and that's, of course, that's bad. But the good thing is he did not try to force the football down the field and get the turnover.
The fake is on, and they're looking to pick up the first. And the throw, it's incomplete.
Well, anytime you run a fake punt and you let somebody throw the football besides the quarterback, even though the play is there and everybody's wide open, you still have a chance of not making it work. Why? Because the guy throwing it is not an NFL quarterback.
First down at the 21. Has it right on the sideline, inbounds.
Jim, when you get inside the other team's red zone, inside the 20-yard line, and you're down some points, you're thinking touchdown in these situations.
Ellington is tackled down. They're going to the hurry-up offense, and they're back on the line quickly. Second and goal from the 4. Ellington looking for space.
When you get third and goal, a lot of times it just comes down to who's willing to fight the hardest. We'll find out here in a second. Now he's going to change the play. Look out. I think he's going to go down the field with the football.
Debs could have had the interception that time.
Gets tight down here in the red zone. So if you're a defender, read the quarterback. If you make a quick break on the football, hey, you get in a position like this and you can knock it down.
Should be what we call a gimme. The kick is good.
When you get great field position, Jim, you got to take advantage of it. The offense didn't do it. I blame the coach. Those were terrible play calls, but a good kick by the kicker.
He'll have a chance to take off. And he's going to be brought down right around the 33-yard line.
The Texans back out there on offense. Their last drive, they had 4th down on their own side of midfield. They decided to go for it instead of punting the football away. We both were wondering why.
Oh, man, some people just never learn. They keep going for it on 4th down when they're in their own territory, and it always backfires. And what do you expect? Well, I know what you can expect, another loss. You just got to be smart with your decision-making when you're managing a football game. That's what you want to do. Get a first down while you're on top and keep that clock moving and just controlling the football game. Good job by the offense managing things so far here today. The defense has got to be a little aggressive here. Your team is down. You've got to attack this offense. You don't want them to get in there and get another score.
Second and goal from the 8. Foster on the screen. Touchdown, Texans. Foster, second touchdown of the game.
What a day for the quarterback. Man, he must feel great. He is going to sleep good tonight. When you're throwing the ball like this, he is on fire. Every time they're open, he's throwing it in there for a touchdown.
Peterson's going to test the coverage here. And they have this return completely covered, tackling him inside the 15. They bring in the extra tight end.
The quarterback, he's changing the play with the wide receiver with those hand signals.
The Cardinals get a first down.
Palmer selling this play big time. The defense, they go for the run fake, and that's why he has time to throw the football and makes the completion. Good job. You see the linebackers moving? What they're trying to do is confuse the quarterback.
He's hit as he throws it.
Look at the defensive line shifting all down to the inside. They're pinching. They're expecting a run right up the middle.
Second down and 10. Launching it deep. And it's incomplete.
If you're a defensive back in the NFL now, you've got to be alert for the deep passes down the field, because not only do you got to play it well, you got to make sure you don't have pass interference.
For this play, they'll go with two tight ends.
Well, the D-line going into that spread look, they want to get to that quarterback.
The Cardinals snap it at the 26. He will not get away. He's taken down for the sack. The Cardinals not punting, going to go for it on fourth down. The wide receiver in motion.
Look out, they're changing the play to take advantage of something they see on the defensive side.
The Cardinals turn the ball over on downs.
The Texans get a big break here. The offense is backed up inside its own territory. They decide to go for it on fourth down. The defense comes through. Now, can the offense go out there and make them pay?
Brian Hoyer will take it from the center. Will go ground. No stopping him now. That's a touchdown. This is going to be a true statement win for them today.
They are serving notice to the rest of the NFL that this is what they want to do the rest of the year, and that is be sharp on offense, be physical on defense, and this is what can happen. You can win in a blowout.
And they will not convert here on the two-point conversion. Good stand by the defense. And the hands team does its job as the onside kick attempt is thwarted.
The Cardinals take the field here. Their last possession ended with a very crazy decision going for it on fourth down from their own territory. An unusual decision, to say the least.
I don't know if it's unusual. We see this all the time from this guy. So it's when you're going to learn. You know, I guess when you pile up enough losses, you'll finally say, hey, I want to win a game. I'm going to manage it differently. And in those situations, you should punt.
Okay, if you were playing the game right now, what would you have done with that last possession?
I absolutely would have punted it without question.
The Cardinals snap it at the 41. Got hit on release. Third down. The Cardinals will line up. The first down markers right at the 31-yard line. Airing it out. Brown's got this. Gonna take it home for the touchdown.
Nowadays, so many kids, they grow up, they want to be wide receivers. I don't blame them. They're out there, they get to catch the football, they get to score touchdowns, they get to do dances, and you're not really allowed to hit them either. What a job.
Get ready.
So put down a touchdown and a two-point conversion on that occasion.
Yeah, good job by the offense. They executed the play perfectly, and they got in the end zone, like you said, and got that 2 points.
He's got a chance to return this one. So that generous kick return sets up the offense now in good position. The Texans have extended their halftime lead, and they haven't wasted any time in doing so as they continue to motor up and down the field.
You know, this is what you got to do in this league now. When it's going well on the offensive side, don't slow down, don't get conservative, keep it going, try to score points, and just dominate the other team.
Has the first down and a whole lot more. Inside, and he's home for the touchdown. And they continue to take that game plan that worked so well in the first half and add to it here midway through the third quarter with another touchdown, Phil.
So my answer is, what's the defense thinking? My gosh, the game plan didn't change on the offensive side, but you had no answers for it. Time to get on that sideline and figure out what you want to do.
Peterson's going to run this one out. Thompson's there to make the tackle. That return's good for about 19. The Cardinals offense coming back onto the field. It was a good drive for them the last time they had it, all the way down to the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, you know, in this game, Jim, it's all about momentum. And when you feel you got the momentum on your side, you got to take advantage of it. So now I think it's up to the offensive coordinator to call the right play.
Nelson's there to catch a ball that had a lot of heat on it. Wasting no time now for this next play. A little jumpy there by that defensive front. First down here. The Cardinals line up, split backfield. Takes it from the gun. And he's taken down.
Well, I know this feeling. When a blitzer's coming, nobody's there to block him. There's nothing you can do as a quarterback but try to protect yourself because you're going down. The defensive line now shifting to a spread look. They're going to try to pressure the quarterback on this play. Quarterback likes what he sees out there outside. He's changing the play with the wide receiver.
Can't hold on here as this falls incomplete.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit there, don't you, Jim? They are all over the receivers, all over the field, nowhere to throw it, and it just results in an incompletion.
Get ready. Break 38.
They'll hike it to him out of the shotgun. Ball comes out. Oh, they cough up the football. He's in the clear all the way home and all alone. Touchdown.
What a deflating play for the offense. The defense picks up the fumble, takes it not only for a touchdown, but how long? Look at the blocks. That makes the offense lose its confidence. They're going to have a hard time coming back out on the field and making it happen.
Shaky decision by the returner, and he is unable to get his team out of a jam. The Cardinals just gave up some big turnover points. Let's see if they can hold on to the football this time, Phil, because we know how crucial it is. We talked to the coaches about it this week. This was their concern with this team.
Well, if you want to see it.
Pass is intercepted. Heading into the fourth, and this offense just wants to forget about this effort.
Yeah, Jim, that's the best thing you can do. Forget about what you did on that field today. Go back to practice next week. Start over and see if you can just play better in the next game.
Great starting field position for the offense. The Cardinals come out in a dime package. First down at the 39. That's a gain of 8.
When you run the football like this and you show toughness, there is no doubt when you fake it and try to throw the football down the field, the quarterback's going to have all day to get it done.
2nd down and 2. That pass incomplete. Third down on the way. Playing press coverage to the outside. Hoyers all by himself in the backfield for this snap. Screen pass to Hopkins. And he's going to be tackled, and that's going to bring us to 4th down.
Nice job that time by the defense, knowing the situation. Go ahead and let the quarterback complete the pass. Just make sure you come up and make the tackle before the 1st down. Good job. 4th down coming up.
Needing 5 to move the chains. Plenty of defensive backs out on the field for this one. The Texans have it at the 34. The Texans turn the ball over on downs.
The Texans absolutely got a little greedy that time, thinking that they couldn't be stopped. They go for it on 4th down. Here, winning in the 2nd half, and they failed to convert. That's a big mistake.
The Cardinals have it at the 34. And they take him down.
Good job with his safety getting that sack. I'll say this. He can tackle, he can cover, and he's showing us he can blitz too and get to the quarterback.
The Cardinals from the 27. Interception. The Texans could have asked for this 3rd quarter to have gone any better for them than it has so far, as they've just continued to do what they were doing in the 1st half, up and down the field.
Oh, man, they kept the pedal to the metal, man. They are letting it go. They're being aggressive, and they're trying to end this game right here.
This series begins for the offense with a very good chance to score. The Texans from the 37. Going for the deep ball. Did not get both feet down. Players from both sides making an appeal, but the officials saw it on the defense. The line of scrimmage, the 32-yard line. The Cardinals defense now is going to go nickel.
Green 90. Green left.
1st down at the 32. Almost intercepted that time.
That time, the man-to-man coverage won. The quarterback had to make a perfect throw. He didn't. Incomplete pass.
An extra tight end on the field for this one.
Here we go now. Rule 45. Rule 45.
The Texans from the 32. Complete to Hopkins. And he's tackled, but not until he picked up the 1st down. We're heading to the 4th quarter in what has been a completely one-sided affair. I'd ask if a comeback is possible, but when it's this margin, Phil, I'm a realist.
You are a realist, Jim, and you know when you're behind, like you are a lot of times when we play golf, by the 14th or 15th hole, you know it's over. But we finish it out, and you know what? Same here in this football game. They got to go ahead and finish this game out.
At the 22-yard line, here they come. The Cardinals defense brings in an extra member of the secondary. They'll go nickel. Foster on the screen. And Washington's the one who made the big stop. The Texans had an idea of how they wanted to use their running back today, and boy, have they executed. Foster's been a big part of the offense on the ground and through the air.
Yeah, there's nothing like a game plan when it comes together. That's what's happened right here. They had a plan, and it is working, and that is a sweet feeling for the offensive coordinator.
The Texans will line up. 1st down markers right at the 15-yard line.
Doesn't like what he sees on the defensive side, so he is changing the play to the receivers by giving him hand signals.
And he's intercepted. The ball is out. This one's going back the other way. This one is well out of reach, and that's more of a moral victory for this defense than anything else.
Well, it's a good moral victory. Anytime you get an interception, make the other team make a mistake, that is good for your defense. And, you know, I don't know. I don't think this game is over. I'm saying to the offense, let's see if you can go out there and score quick. Now let's make a game of this. The defensive line now spreading out. I think they want to try to pressure the quarterback.
Down on the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, when you get in situations like this, third long, you got to be smart on the offensive side. Yeah, I know you want to pick up the first down, but don't force it, because if you do, it'll probably lead to a turnover.
Down the field. Can't find a mark, and this is going to bring up fourth down. Short series this time for the offense. They bring back out the offense to go for it.
They're changing things here. The quarterback changing. He's giving the receiver some new instructions.
The reception by Jermaine Gresham. Gresham's marked down at the 27.
Well, that'll make you feel a little better. Finally getting a first down. You're down big in the second half, and you're on the offensive side. Don't look for the quick score. Just look to pick up positive yards and hope it leads you to a score later.
No time to waste. They hurry to the line. First down and 10. Gresham's got it on a pass. Going to take it the distance. And in for the touchdown. And they're still showing some spirit here, chipping away at that once gigantic deficit.
Yeah, you know what they're doing? They're just showing professional pride. That's what they're doing out there, Jim. And that's the way you're supposed to play the game. Forget the score, play hard, and just do the best you can.
Another interception. A foot race to the end zone. Now at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Phil, that's going to go all the way back. The new rule applies. 2 points for the defense.
Yeah, good job that time by the defense. Terrible play by the offense, but you've got to remember on the offensive side, if it doesn't work and you turn it over, find a way to make that tackle.
Still powering ahead. And he runs it out to about the 27 before he's taken down. The Texans offense back on the field trying to make up for that costly mistake. The last time they had the ball, the turnover they committed immediately turned into points against them.
Yeah, it did, Jim, but you know what? It's not a perfect game. You got to deal with adversity when you're talking about football. So you made that mistake, let it go, and go out there, be aggressive, and see if you can score some points.
They're going to the hurry. Back to the line now. And the quarterback gives it to Arian Foster. He's averaging about 3 yards a carry on the day.
All right, coaches, don't get greedy. Be decisive over there on the sideline. Do what's best for your football team. Keep getting those first downs and letting that clock just keep running. You got a big lead here in the second half. Don't take any chances.
The reception by Foster. And here we have second down. Wasting little time.
When you see linebackers like this shifting, they're trying to confuse the quarterback.
The Texans from the 37. Makes the reception. The Texans are in front thanks to their quarterback. Hoyers had a huge performance in this one.
When you talk about creating opportunities, that's where you have to give credit to the coaching staff. They have helped the players. The play designs have been good, and the players are taking advantage of it.
Shorts can't bring it in. That'll probably go as a drop.
Well, the defense has got to love that. They love it when a quarterback is uneasy for whatever reason or just not in rhythm. That time they see him throw off the back foot, and the throw goes incomplete.
Set up screen. Shrugs off the first hit.
When you can't hit the quarterback or put pressure on him, there's not much you're going to get done then. That time, the quarterback had time, throws it down the field for another completion.
Back to the air here on first down. And this is dropped.
Griffin's going to be so mad at himself for dropping that football because receivers, you never know when your chance is going to come. Then finally, you get open, they call a play where you're the primary guy. It's right there, and you drop it. Well, don't get down on yourself. Stay up. The football will come your way again.
Incomplete. Almost going in the other direction.
Well, I think it's important for the defense. Anytime it's a third and long situation for the offense to know where those first down markers are, give a little ground, and make sure you're able to come up and make the tackle short of the first down marker.
Quarters formation here for the defense.
The D-line all talking. I think they're expecting run. That's why they're shifting to their left.
And incomplete. Didn't get his feet down.
The Texans put themselves in a situation where the defense has all the advantage. They know the pass probably has to go down the field on third and long, and they were ready for it.
The Texans turned the ball over on downs.
I like the idea that time. They had the fake field goal pass on. It had everybody fooled, but it's hard to throw that pass in a situation like this. Who's throwing it? It's not the quarterback. Shame it didn't work.
Wants to go deep, but it's incomplete. Second down following that incompletion. Leaps up and comes away with it.
All you can do is your job, and that was a good job by the offense, picking up the first down. You're down big in the second half. Hey, don't worry about the score right now. Just find ways to execute plays and get down there and score a touchdown.
Can't hold on here as this goes incomplete. The Cardinals take it from the 43. Heaving it down the field. Makes the catch on his way. Touchdown.
Still, I think the prettiest play in football is anytime you see a deep ball thrown down the field and it's caught for a touchdown. That is awesome stuff.
Let's go.
Ellington on the screen. So they give up the touchdown, but they do not allow the two-point play.
Yeah, good job that time by the defense. So quick and so ready for that play. They reacted very fast. That's why they stopped it.
That's a timeout call. The Cardinals lined up, onside kick coming up. Signals made, and the onside kick works to perfection this time. The Cardinals offense heading back onto the field to start the drive after the result of their last possession was a touchdown. You think they've got another one in them, partner?
Oh, I absolutely do. I mean, just look at it. They got a good football team. The quarterback has great confidence and talent, and you put those things together, that makes you good. It makes you dangerous, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him march down there again.
First down at the 44. Incomplete.
Nelson's going to go back to the huddle and look at all his teammates and go, my bad. Well, they know it's your bad. Everybody, even the offensive linemen, they saw you were open and you dropped the pass that was right to you. But, hey, that's the way it goes. You got to keep the confidence up.
Another takeaway. It's not getting any better for the offense here late in this game as now they get picked off.
The frustration and the bad play just continues. And, you know, it's so bad the coach can't even yell at the players. All you can do is pat them on the head and encourage them to keep trying.
Hoyers ready for the snap. Empty backfield. First down at the 23. It's caught by Chris Polk. He's brought down at the 25-yard line.
Well, the quarterback showed off his arm strength that time, didn't he? He put the football right on the money, on a line, right into the receiver's hands.
Hoyer's completion percentage, 70% on the day. And Arian Foster has the catch. He's tackled beyond the markers. It's a first down. Now the offense in their hurry-up. They're going back up top. Got a flag. Tackle made by Ray that time. The defense, a little jumpy right there.
Well, if you guard the tight end close, sometimes that doesn't matter. They're so big and they got long arms, they can still make the catch. Quarterbacks give them a chance, they get it done.
First down on the way. This will probably be the last play before the 2-minute warning here in the final quarter. DeAndre Hopkins with the grab. We're at the 2-minute mark, and it's second down. Just 2 minutes left in this one now. Back in a moment. The wide receiver shifting around in motion. Hoyer's going to take it from the gun. Looking long, and it's out of bounds, incomplete. This is third down. Got a flag down here. Throws the pass. He's picked off again. They'll decline the penalty and let the play stand. At least this defense is going to have one positive to look back on from this game with the late interception.
That's how it should always be, man. Just go out there and do your best. That's all you can expect to do. Sometimes you do play sports. The other team is better. They were better than you today, but you showed them you're willing to fight the whole 60 minutes. The quarterback's picked up on something. He's changing the play here.
The Cardinals will take the snap from the 45. Looking to go down the field here. And they can't connect.
That incompletion by the quarterback, hey, I give the quarterback no fault. That was just tremendous coverage by the secondary player. He's in position and able to make the football be incomplete.
Second and 10. He's drilled as he throws. It'll be third down. The Cardinals will look to get to the 45 to pick up a first down. And after only 3 plays, that incompletion brings us to fourth down. The coach is going to go for it.
Let's go.
The Cardinals will take the snap from the 45. Intercepted! Phil, can you believe the defense steps up and makes the interception to clinch it for him today?
Oh, they love this. Nothing like winning the game with a defensive play to ice everything. And I give the defense all the credit. Just a great play on their part.
2 tight ends on the field here. They'll run it here. Foster is brought down after picking up 6 on this play.
Jim, no surprise there. You got the lead. It's late in the game. You run the football, make that clock keep ticking. And you go over these situations so many times in practice. You got to manage the clock, know how much time you got left. They've done that well, and just keep running it.
The Texans decide to take a timeout here, leaving them with only 1.
Look at that. Everybody at the line of scrimmage, the defense showing a blitz.
The Texans will take the snap from the 40. And straight ahead, Foster.
Yeah, I love situations like this. This is when I was at my best, getting in the huddle and telling everybody all the things. Put two hands on the football. Don't anybody jump off sides. Don't take any chances. And most of all, stay in bounds. There's a couple ways to get to the quarterback. Run over the tackle or run around him. It doesn't matter as long as you get the sack.
The defense just mauled 3rd and 16 after the sack. Hoyer's going to take the snap from the shotgun. The Texans now move the chains. Taking another look at the stats here, we have a wide receiver who has put together a complete game, Phil.
It has been a tremendous game, Jim, no doubt about it. Now we understand why guys want to be wide receivers in the NFL instead of running backs.
All the way home, just in time, a late touchdown.
Nice throw by the quarterback that time. Put it right on the money. Not a big window. It doesn't matter to him today. Great control of the football. Put it right in there for the touchdown.
The Texans.
We wanted more excitement, more tension, more decision-making. It's the second guess in the NFL, and now they're going to have it. This two-point conversion, more teams are going to do it because they don't want to kick the extra point from the 15-yard line.
Got a flag. Play number 6 coming up on this drive. The Texans lined up in the nickel.
Let's go.
Quarterback sees something in his defense he wants to take advantage of.
First down at the 48. Looking long. And it falls incomplete. The Cardinals come to the line of scrimmage and empty out the backfield. Everyone split out wide. A nice grab. No doubt he was going to hold on to that one. Ball's in on the tackle.
Well, you're really in a tough spot, but that is a good job picking up the first down. You're down big in the second half. All you can do, just keep picking up those first downs. You hope it leads you to a score, and then you play the game from there.
So first and goal to go. Touchdown as we near the end of this one.
You spend so much time in this league. Once you get in the red zone on the offensive side, all these different plays, knowing you must be efficient. You need to score touchdowns instead of kicking field goals. Well, you can feel good now because you got it in there.
Get ready.
So from 2 yards out, they get it across and secure 2 extra points. The Cardinals setting up now, trying to recover an onside kick. The onside kick attempt fails, and this game is all but over.
Isn't it amazing all the onside kicks we see, Jim, during the years? They're so close, but they just can never seem to get that football, and that was the situation here.
The Texans at the line of scrimmage, split backfield. Brian Hoyer, he's going to throw it down the field, but they can't connect.
Good anticipation that time by the defender. He gets to the receiver just as the football's arriving, and he makes a beautiful hit to knock the football loose.
The Texans have it at the 39. Foster on the screen. Gains 11. And the team was up for the occasion here, winning in prime time.
Nothing like it, man. Winning in prime time when you know it's all about you. And I've said many times, today's football players, they love being on the big stage. Well, they were today, and they got it done.
For Phil Simms and all the crew, Jim Nantz saying so long.